Hello.
Hello, guys. Marie. Hi, Kay. Hi, Jim. So if you have a loop band, grab one. The first portion of the class is just going to be our warm up. So we're just going to do like 5 minutes or so, just mobilizing the joints, just getting everything moving. And then we're going to grab our band for a bit of upper body work. So let's all start with our feet. Little alignment check. Feet are going to be hip width apart. First thing I want you to do is lift your toes up off the mat, spread them wide, and press the pads of the toes into the floor. And that's really important because I want you to ground down through the foot. So we want to think base of the big toe, base of the little toe, center of the heel. We're then just going to bend the knees and swing the arms. And that is super relaxed, like really loose, just to shake off a bit of energy. And then when you're ready, you're going to place those hands onto your hips and you're going to rock your pelvis forward and back. And I want you to get really exaggerated to begin with to create a bit of movement through the lumbar. And then I want you to make it smaller and smaller until you find that nice neutral alignment. So it's going to be your halfway point. You're then going to stretch your legs and imagine your 3 circles, your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, and your collarbone. Hi, Sonia. And then I want you to imagine growing 1 inch out of the crown of your head. Okay, now closing your eyes, I want you to take some nice deep inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Now as you do this, you can put your hand on a stomach as a little cue. Okay, when we inhale, we want to send the breath deep into the body. And as we exhale, we want to imagine that the waist narrows and the abdominals contract. Okay. So when we breathe in Pilates, there's a couple of different ways we can do it, right? But ideally, we want to have what's called 360 breath. So we want to be breathing into the belly, into the sides and backs of the rib cage. So we create this nice flow, right? And that's important. It's going to help our postures, help our shoulders be mobile, help us move really efficiently. So you're going to give me one more nice deep breath in here. Then take that big exhale. And then relax the hands down, open the eyes. Just scanning the head from right to left. Just very gently, just to get a bit of movement through the head. We're then going to finish the last one to our left. Bring the head to center, right ear to right shoulder, lift the head up, left ear to left shoulder. And you're just going to give me 4 of these, just to stretch and lengthen down the side of the neck. And then after that, you're just going to do a little mini semicircle, just going forward, thinking of gliding the shoulders away from the ears. So once you finish your last one, make sure you're even on both sides. Head comes to center and then it floats back up. We're then going to lift our shoulders up by our ears and then big exhale, drop them down the back. Lift and drop. Good. 2 more. Really shake it off. And let go. Last one. Lift and drop. From there, 3 big shoulder rolls backwards. 3 and 2 and 1. Hands onto the shoulders. 3 big elbow rolls. 3 and 2 and 1. Letting go of those shoulders. 3 big arm circles. Lifting the chest as you go. 3 and 2. Good. Last one. We're then going to finish with the hands up towards the ceiling. And I want you to just touch the ceiling with the right hand and touch the ceiling with the left hand. Remember, we want to elongate. We want to stretch. We want to lengthen the spine side to side. Good, guys. 1 more on each side. Really enjoy that feeling of lengthening, reaching out of the waist. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Just cross our arms over our chest. From there, we're going to do gentle rotation from right all the way over to the left. Aiming to keep the hips square to the front. We're not pushing to end range, so we're just gently mobilizing. Really try to visualize that rib cage rotating around that spine. So we've just got this really nice gentle movement through the upper back. Everyone's going to give me 1 more in each direction. Beautiful. Then we're just going to pop our hands on our hips. You're going to give me 4 hip circles in each direction. So really bend your knees and try and create as much movement through those hips, right? If we've been sat down, hips tend to get tight at the front. We're going to go into some squats in a second, so we want to feel super, super mobile. Exactly. And then once you finish there, hopefully you're warm, so jumpers will be off. And we're going to grab our resistance band and we're going to place it around the top of the thighs. Now, Try to do a little hip hinge as you get into your band, right? Tendency is to come into that curve. Not always possible. The spine has to bend a little bit back. We want to have good practice in class at least. Hold on to something if you need to. Now my band is maybe 2-3 inches above my knee. Never wants to be on the joint. It's not going to be comfortable. The higher up or the closer the band is to the hip, the less resistance you're going to have. So if it feels like it's too heavy here, you can always pull it up, okay? So we're going to start. You want to take the feet just wider than the hips, and what will happen is the band will want to pull them in. So I want you to literally press out into the band. That's going to engage down the sides of the legs. You're going to give me 10 squats here, just arms across the chest to begin with. Here we go. Bending the knees, squatting down for 10. And lift. And the feeling is that we want to resist the band all the time. The band constantly wants to pull the knees together, but we are resisting. Spine is long and our abdominals are lifted. Eyes are forward, chest is high. 5 more. 5. Yes, guys. And 4. Lovely work. Last 3. Good. 2. Really nice. Now last one, can you hold it in your squat? Just put your hands on top of your hips. Roll your shoulders back. Now you want you to open your knees a bit wider and then bring them back in line with the hips. We push it out and in. We call it butterfly. Out and in. 8 more. 8 and 7. Abdominals strong. 6 and 5. Shoulders back. 4. Work those hips. 3, 2. Last one, bring the feet back in line with the knees and then have a little moment. Okay, we good so far? All right, so now we're going to make it slightly harder. We're going to do 10 squats. But this time as we squat, we're going to reach the arms overhead, which is going to make it more challenging. It's going to get that heart rate a little bit higher. Feet wider than the hips, bend the knees, reach the arms overhead, and then stand up nice and tall. And we've got 9 more here. Here we go, 9. And press the floor away. We go 8 and push. Nice work, guys. 7 and press. We go 6 and press. Good. Final 5. Lovely, guys. Think long spine, long necks. Even if that means maybe the eye line isn't straight up. Last 2 here. 2. Beautiful. Now our last one, we're going to hold it there. Hands are going to go on our hips. Now you're going to lift your right heel off the mat, and then you're going to change and lift your left heel. That's it. So it's kind of like sumo wrestling, right? We go right, left, right, left. Now the aim is that we try and stay as low as we can. We're drawing those abdominals in, we're working our glutes, we're working our calves, and articulating through our feet, which is even better. We've got 10 more here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put both heels down, stretch those legs. Take a little breather. Really, really nice, guys. So before we do our arm work, we've got one more little leg exercise. I want you to now take the band underneath the feet, okay, underneath the arches of the feet. Now, if you're a little bit worried about balance, then you can, of course, hold on to something, use a wall as a little bit of support, okay? And yeah, I've literally threaded my band underneath the arch of my foot. Yeah, everyone's good there? Okay. So first of all, we've got to step out to about hip width in order to get that tension on the band. And we're going to do a little bend in our knees. So like a little mini hinge. Yeah, still drawing those abdominals, hinging from the hips. Now using your right foot, so you're going to take your weight into your left leg, you're going to step your right foot out and then back in line with the hips. Out and back in line with the hips. Out and in. Exactly. Out and in. We've got 7 more here. 7. So this is a lot of work, a lot of resistance on those thighs. I want you to really imagine pressing away with those thighs. That's it. 2 more here. Press. And out. Last one. And in. Take your weight into your right foot. This time we step out with the left. Stepping out left. And back hip width. So it's big step, back to hip width. So we never want to lose our tension on the band. We want to feel that work into the sides of the glutes. Important to strengthen this. These are the muscles that help us stay stable or keep the pelvis balanced as we stand on one leg. So super essential for balance and fall prevention. 4 more here. 4. Woo. And 3. Yes, guys. 2. Last one. Step those feet hip width apart. Shake those legs. Give the hips a little wiggle. Everybody okay? All right. So now, final series here. Little bit of tension. Come into your little mini hinge. This time we're going to step out right foot. Back in line with the hips. Left foot. Back in line with the hips. So we go right. Good, and left. Now you can hold on. Sometimes it feels good to kind of clasp the hands together. You might want to put them over your hips. You might want to make it even harder for yourself and put your arms in the air, right? Just going to get that body. Remember, a little bend in that knees, pressing out with those thighs. So you see my hips, my knees, my toes all pointing to the front of the room, keeping the tension throughout. Yes, everyone with their hands in the air. Come on, Vivian, you had it there. Yes, that's it, guys. Let's do 4 more all together. 4, really pushing away with the sides of the legs. Last one on each side. You got it. Step those feet back, hip width apart. Oh. And then when you're ready, stepping out of your band. So take 1 foot out, pull the knee up, and grab the other band. Now, let's do a little bit of work into those arms. We're going to start with a bicep curl. So you're going to hold onto your band, palms facing up. So I've threaded my hands through my band, my palms are facing up. And then you're going to bend the elbows and you tuck them kind of forward, slightly forward of the rib cage. That's it. Little bit of tension on the band. Then you're just going to lower and lift in a bicep curl, yeah? Now, if you haven't got enough tension on that band, give it a little pull, yeah? That's it. Now, you'll notice that my arm stays fixed, yeah? So I'm not moving the arm forward and back. Elbows are locked in place. I'm constantly pulling outwards as I lift and lower down. I'm going to do 5 more here. 5 and 4, 3, 2, last 1. So now we're going to make it slightly harder. Now we're going to pull the band out, lift it up, pull the band in, lower the band back down. We pull it up, pull the band in, lower it straight back down. 8 more here. Lift, pull, and lower. That's it, guys. Lift, pull, and lower. Tension never goes on that band. Lift, pull, and lower. Also thinking, what's happening with your spine? Are your 3 circles aligned? Are your abdominals drawing in? Are you reaching up through the crown of the head? So don't forget about all those important posture points. 2 more here. Hopefully got a little bit of burn in those biceps. Last 1, pull and down. Whoa, okay. So now you're going to take your band roughly to about the wrist. If your band hasn't got a lot of tension, you may want to be like really hardcore and hold it at the ends with your hands. Mine is 7 kilograms and it's quite heavy. So that's why I'm going to put mine on my wrist. Exactly the same position as before. So I pull my elbows in and I tuck them into the front pockets of my leggings. I then open out the forearms and then close. But what often wants to happen when people do this exercise is they want to press the chest forward, right? No, you've got to imagine tucking your ribs into the front pockets of your leggings, opening here and back. So it's a rotator cuff exercise, okay? Pull and back. We want to imagine the shoulder blades drawing together and the chest opening. We've got 5 more here. 5, that's it. 4, good. And you notice my wrist stays in line. Good, nice. If it's causing pain or discomfort, you can always get rid of the weight and just work it for mobility. Yeah, if it feels like it pulls. Sometimes when we've got a band as opposed to a weight, it can cause a little bit of extra strain, just the nature of the equipment. Yeah, So once you've finished your last one here, ladies, you can give those shoulders a little relax. And we're going to do one I like to call slingshot. So you're going to hold the band in your right hand nice and high in the air for me. You're going to take hold of the end of the band with the left, and you're going to pull the band all the way down, and then you're going to control the band up. So we're not going to fling it, yeah? Pull the band down, control it up. Now, as you pull, what I want you to think of is a rhythm. So I want you to think shoulder blade, elbow, hand, hand, elbow, shoulder blade. And what that does, shoulder blade, elbow, hand, gives us that engagement in the back. So we're engaging our lats as we pull down, which gives the shoulder that assistance, yeah? 4 more, 4. And stretch. Nice work, guys. 3, pull. And release. Nice. Last 2, down. And release. Final 1, nice big pull. And release. Really good. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Left arm is high, pulling down. Remember, it goes shoulder blade, elbow, pull, and release. Nice work, guys. Shoulder blade, elbow, hand, and resist the band as you lift it up. Yes, that's it. Shoulder blade, elbow, hand. Good. We could call it bow and arrow. We can imagine we're firing it very gracefully into the sky, you know. 3 more here. Good. Last 2, ladies. So it's really nice to get that back and shoulder working. You've got your last one. Make it the best one ever. Shoulder blade, elbow, hand. Slowly release the tension and then relax back down. Okay, so we have a tricep exercise. You're going to have hold of your band in your left hand, and you're going to pop that hand on your right shoulder, right? Okay. Your other hand is going to slip into the band. Easy peasy. So it's kind of like a sling, yeah? From there, I want you to come into a little hip hinge. So you're going to push your hips back, draw your abdominals in. Now, keeping your arm in line with your body, you're going to stretch the band all the way back, and then resist and come back in. So I'm literally pushing it and resisting. My hand is on my shoulder, A, to keep the band in place, but also as a little reminder to stop myself from rounding, yeah? So I want that feeling of gently pressing your chest into that arm as you release. Big tricep exercise. Pull. That's it. And release. Good. Now, instead of coming up in between each rep, try and stay on that gentle hip hinge. That's it. So we've got to think strong abdominals. We're pushing the weight back enough that we're using those glutes. You're going to give me 3 more here. 3. Nice, ladies. Lift those chests. 2. Long spine, long neck. Last 1. Press and lift. Stand up nice and tall. And we go again on the other side. So we're going to have it. The band in our left hand, and it's going to go on our right shoulder. Our right hand slips in, okay? And we bring the arm in line with the rib cage. From there, come into your hip hinge. So remember, it's pushing the hips back. Now, my arm stays in line with my body, and you'll see it's just the lower arm that does all the work, right? Tricep, okay? Back of the arm. Press and in. You got it. Push and in. It's the same thing, right? Whenever we're working with resistance, whether it be springs, bands, or weights, the aim is that we want to press and then resist back, okay? So we've got the forced contraction, and then we control. 4 more here. 4, and return. Final 3, and return. Last 2, and slowly. Last 1, and relax. Stand up nice and tall. Give those arms a little shake. How are we doing? Good? Okay, so let's come make our way down onto the mat. We're going to do a little bit of core work, okay? So we're going to start, the first core exercise is going to be on our back. Now, it's I think it's always good if we're doing core exercises, if you can have a little cushion or something underneath your head, it just takes the strain away from your neck, okay? Which can sometimes happen when we're not lifting the head. So remember, onto your side first, then rolling onto your back. And then we're going to take the band and hook it around our feet, the same way that we did in that standing exercise, okay? Now, having the band around the feet means we've got to keep that tension. So if I'm facing this way, I've got my legs parallel. Can you see I've got a bit of tension in there, and you can see me right through the middle, toes, knees and hips are all in alignment, okay? I want you to start by just taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Imagine those abdominals sinking into the floor, okay? Inhale through the nose, exhale, abdominals sink down into the floor. So carrying on with this nice breath, we're then going to lower one heel down towards the floor and then slowly lift the other leg. And then changing, left heel down towards the floor and up. So obviously this is a lot of resistance, okay? You've got to be able to maintain that neutral spine. If it feels like too much, then you can do the same exercise without resistance. The aim really is that we can keep our back and our trunk all in the same position. So it might mean that you can't take the feet all the way to the floor whilst being able to maintain our neutral spine, okay? I gave you that little breath cue because as we do these exercises, I want you to keep that breath work going. So we've got that nice understanding of how those abdominals help to support and find that nice neutral position. You're going to give me your last one, and then you're just going to pull the knees in and you can give them a little tiny breather. Okay, so we're going to make it slightly harder. Remember, if it's too tough, then you do it without the band. We're going to come back to that tabletop position. Gently put pressure into the band so that it's nice and tight, and press the shoulder blades into the floor. From there, you're going to see if you can lower both feet down towards the floor and lift. Now, I can only take mine just lower than halfway. If I take mine any lower, what happens is my stomach starts to arch and my back starts to lift. So really it's about finding your bite point. Can you keep the tension as you lower and lift? Doesn't matter if it's 1 inch, if it's all the way to the floor. What it's teaching us is the ability to maintain our pelvic position, which takes a lot of strength in our hip flexors and abdominals. You're going to give me 2 more here, keeping tension on that band throughout. Last one. Then we're going to pull those knees all the way into the chest. Oh, really good. Give those legs a little shake, and we're going to take the band and place it around our ankles. Now you can see I've got lovely white socks on here. I'm going to place mine just above my socks, so they're just above the ankle. Now when you're ready, you're going to roll onto your side and then onto your stomach, and we're going to do our back exercises. Now again, if you feel like you get pain or pressure through the lower back, or it could be we just need to build up a bit of strength, so you're more than welcome to take the band away, okay? Now, I use the cushion as a little mount for my forehead. This helps keep my spine and my neck in line. Elbows bent and forearms on the mat, and my elbows are right close to my rib cage. This helps pull my shoulders down, okay? From there, if you want, you can open the band slightly or open the leg slightly to create a bit of tension in the band. You're then going to gently float the chest off the mat and then slowly release and come back down. So it's a gentle lift, control and lower. Okay, and really the aim is that we want to get our breastbone off the mat. We want to keep the back of our neck long. If you are having tension on the band, remember you don't have to, okay? Then remember we want to gently press our pubic bone in the floor. That's going to help just switch on the glutes and support that back, yeah? Yes, ladies, beautiful. We're going to do 2 more here, super, super gentle. Good, last one. Okay, relax and give those legs a little wiggle as well. So from there, we're going to make a little pillow for our forehead with our hands, and we're going to keep our legs straight. We're going to open the band, probably the width of the mat, and then slowly release and come back to hip width. So we open the band, release, and come back to hip width. Now gently press the pubic bone into the floor and think of drawing the, or not really drawing the abdominals, but just think of keeping your breath flowing. It's going to be really smooth. Just slide the legs open and close. And we're just resisting that band. We're going to do 4 more here. 4, really great glute exercise to engage the back body. 3, upper body is relaxed. 2, good, last 1. And down, relax, give those hips a little wiggle. Okay, so our final exercise, you're going to, let me move my mat away from the wall. Be still lying on our front, but this time we're going to open our hands out to a nice T shape. Okay, so they're going to be stretched to either side of the room. Now, from there, we're going to lift the chest up, and then if you feel comfortable, you're going to lift your arms up. You're going to hold it there for a second, and then you're going to release and come back down. We're just going to do 3 of those. So the chest will float up, the arms will lift up, and if you can think of gently drawing the shoulder blades together, neck is long, eyes are down, and release. You're going to give me 2 more there. Arms lift. Yes, guys, hold that beautiful position. Relax and come back down. Really nice. Last one here. Chest will lift, arms will follow. Release and come back down. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add on. Now, if you get difficulty or pain in the lower back, you're going to keep your legs on the mat for me, okay? Same thing. Chest is going to lift. Arms are going to lift. Now, if you feel comfortable, you're going to lift the legs. Everybody's going to sweep the hands all the way down by their side, so we get that dark position. I'm gently pulling out into my band as well. I'm then going to come all the way back to the T shape with my arms, and then we relax everything down to the mat. And the modification is you keep your feet on the floor if it's too much. So we go chest, arms, and legs lift as the arms sweep down by our side. The arms come back to the T, release, and come back down. And we're just going to do 3 more of these, guys. Chest lift up first. Arms lift up. That's it. Sweep the arms back as the legs lift. Pull out on that band for that tension. Yes, come all the way back to your T shape. And then relax down into the mat. Beautiful, guys. 2 more here. Chest lifts up. Arms follow. Sweep the arms back, lift the legs. If you feel comfortable, pull outwards on the band, long through the spine. Gorgeous, guys. Come all the way back and release. This is going to be our last one, best one ever. Chest lifts up, arms float up. Good. Now it's the arms sweep back, legs lift if you can. Tension on your band, length through your spine. Come all the way back to your T shape. Relax all the way down. Sit yourself back into a little child's pose and take a couple nice deep breaths there, guys. Take your band out when you're ready. Remember, you can sit nice wide knees onto the heels. If you feel you want to stretch the shoulders and the chest, you keep the hips up and rest the forehead down. So that gives you a lot of release through the back. Okay. And once you've had 2 nice deep breaths there, we're going to make our way up to standing, and we're going to finish with our balance. So, from there, let's finish the way we usually do. Just safety. Make sure you've not got your band flying around anywhere. Completely get it out of the way. Okay? And we're going to start heels together, toes apart. 50-pound note between your butt cheeks. Find a focus on the wall in front of you. We're going to rise up onto the tiptoes and hold our balance for a second. And then just gently let the heels sink into the floor. That's it. Really nice, guys. And again, we just take a breath in as you lift. And an exhale as you lower. Beautiful. One more here. We lift up. We hold it there. Hands come up towards the ceiling. Now, think of your 3 circles, hips, ribs, shoulders. If you feel comfortable, can you close those eyes? Can you hold that balance? 3, 2, 1. Slowly open the eyes. Yes, press down hands, shoulders, and heels. Take that final breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You ladies are all done. Hopefully we feel a little bit taller.